Hi, everybody. This is Miss O. I'm your teacher, and today we're going to be preparing for a test about decimals. So please, I'll share my screen. Please follow along on your document. Okay, here we go. All right. So, of course, the first part's very easy. You're going to write your name here at the top, right? That part's the easiest part. I hope. And then we're going to get started. So 21 plus 11, right? You could even put the 11 underneath if you want to. So what's 1 plus 1 is 2. And what's 2 plus 1 is 3. 21 plus 11 is 32. Okay, no problem. All right, so we started with that. The next one, number 2, is 21 times 3. 21 times 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is do 3 times 1. 3 times 1, of course, is 3. And the next thing I'm going to do is 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm finished. Okay? So that's how you do the simplest kind. Now we're getting a little more difficult because there's carrying. So what is 5 times 8? 5 times 8 is 40. So I'm going to write the 0 from 40, and I'm going to put the 4 up here, right? So then I'm going to do 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35, but I have to have plus 4. So that's 39. I'm going to put the 9 here, and there's no more numbers. So I'll put the 39 here, and the answer is 390. Next one, we have 2 numbers. Remember about the 0. What's 4 times 8? 4 times 8 is 32. I'm putting the 2 here and carrying the 8. What is 4 times 7? 4 times 7 is 28, 29, 30, 31. So I'm putting the 1 here and the 3 here. Am I finished? No, not finished. So erase all this because I have to keep going. Okay. So now I'm going to do what's 3. Oops, but there's always a 0 here. What's 3 times 8? 24. So I'm going to put the 4 here and carry the 1, 24, right? And now I'm going to say what's 3 times 7? It's 21 plus 2, 22, 23, 22, 23. So I'm going to put the 3 here and the 2 here because there's no more numbers. And now I have to add these all up, which should be easy. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 4 is 5. 3 plus 3 is 6. That's 6. And 2 plus nothing is 2. That's my answer. If I want to put a comma here, because 1, 2, 3, I can. All right. So that's what we're doing. Now, that's just to get us ready for the decimals. So that's what we're studying in 5th grade is the decimals. It's almost exactly the same. So here I have 2.1 plus 1.1, just like I had up here, but we have a point. So I'm going to put the 1.1 under. I have to line it up so that the decimal points are in the same place, So see how they line up right there? That's super important. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. And I'm still going to have my decimal point line up. So instead of the answer being 32, it's 3.2. Does that make sense? We have to line up the decimals. If we had a lot of them, we would line them all up, but we only have 2, so that makes it easier. All right, now we're doing multiplication the same as we did this multiplication. The numbers are the same, so we're going to have 6, 3, the same as we had, the same as we had 63 here, but we have to look at the decimal points, right? So what are we going to look at? We're going to say how many numbers in our question have a decimal point. Only one is behind the decimal point, 0.1. So for my answer, it has to have the same number of points. And so my answer puts one of them here. And so the answer is 6.3. Okay, so for multiplication, you have to just count how many do you have? Just one, because this is nothing, right? So we just have one behind the decimal point in the 10th place. And so the answer also has 1. And I'm going to show you why. All right, next one, number 7. Here it is. So same thing, the answer is going to be the same. Oops. The answer is going to be the same as number 3, except there's a decimal point question, right? So let me do it. Let me write the answer. So again, it's going to be 390, but it isn't 390 because we have a decimal point. So we have a point, and then we have 1, 2 numbers in my question, and no point here, right? So we have 2 numbers behind the decimal in my question. So I have to have 2 numbers behind my decimal in the answer. So the answer is 3.90. So it's not this 3.90. This is not 3.90, right? It's going to be point because there's 2. Okay, number 8. Again, it's going to be the same numbers as here. So the answer is going to be 2, 6, 5, 2, right? Because it's the same as up here. But how many numbers are behind the decimal point? 1, 2, the 8 and the 4. So for my answer, I'm going to go 1, 2, and put my decimal point here. That is how you multiply decimals. So we have been doing this for 3 weeks. So I hope this is a review for you, right? I should change this to say review because you should know this. You have been doing this for the whole month of March. Okay, let's check out the next one. Number 9. Number 9 says, show this. 2.5 plus 7. 2.5 plus 7. For when we're doing this, it's not as hard as some other things. So we know this is 1, right? That's easy, 1. And that's easy, 2. And now we have 0.5, 5/10. So maybe you know that 5/10 is half. Maybe you don't. But let's, oops. Okay, yeah, so yeah, all of this one is all done, and this one is all done. Now we need 0.5. So we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should have all 5 of these are filled up, right? And all of this, and all of this, so 2.5. Now I need plus 0.7. It's really important that you make sure that it's next to the other question when you're doing addition. So now I'm going to do 0.7, do a different color, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is all filled up. 5, 6, 7. So 2.5 plus 0.7 is all of this, all of this, all of this, and 0.2. So what's the answer? Is all of that plus 0.2, right? 0.2. Or if you wanted to do the math lined up, let's say 2.5 plus 0.7, right? 0.7. So got to remember when you're doing plus, these have to be lined up all the way. So good. What is the answer? 5 plus 7 is 12. 2 plus 1 is 3. And the point is in the same place. So this answer and this answer are the same. Pause the video if you need to. I'm going to clear everything and I'm going to move down. All right, so number 10. Look at number 10. This is the same idea. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Okay. So this is the same thing. Number 10. We're going to show this is multiplication this time. Okay, so I'm going to say 0.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 0.7. Remember, times is going to be different than plus. So now I'm going to do 0.7 is this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so the answer is whatever is the same. So the answer is just whatever is there that is equal. So it looks like, and I can count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 times. So the answer here is going to be 0.35, right? And again, there's 2 numbers are behind the decimal point. So we have 1, 2 numbers that are behind the decimal point. So 2 numbers in the question, the 5 and the 7. So 2 numbers in the answer are up there, right? So again, you could do it like 0.5 times 0.7, right, is 35. And then you say 2 numbers, and so it's this one. Okay, so both of those ways are good ways to do it, but this is why. Okay, next part of our question here is called place value. So our number is 456.21. Which number is in the hundreds place? So you have to read very carefully. Read very carefully which number is in the hundreds place. We have to say it's 456.21. So what number is in the hundreds place? And the answer is 4. Because it's 400. Which number is in the tens place? It is 5, because it's 5 tens is 50. Which number is in the ones place? It is 6, because it's just 6 ones. All right, that's not a good 6. Can you make your 6 better, please? All right, now we're getting more complicated with real decimals. Now we know which number is in the 10th place, and this is 20. So 2 is in the 10th place. Remember pronunciation, 10ths. I know you feel stupid doing it. I feel stupid doing it too, but that is correct. 10th place, 10th place. And then the last one, which number, this means number, is in the 100th place. Very difficult pronunciation. Which one is in the 100th place is the 1, right? It's not it's not the ones place, right? There is no one, there isn't. And so that's why it's the number 1 is in the hundredths place. If there were another number here, that would be the thousandths place, which we also have. All right, so we did study this. I hope you remember you had a worksheet that you did. Number 12, estimating. Estimating. We have $456.21. Does that look familiar? Yes. And the question is, should you round up? Round up. Remember, if it's more than 5, we go up. So should we round up to 500 or down to 400? We look at the next number, which is 50, right? Is it 5 or more? Yes, it is 5 or more, right? So we're going to round up to 500, and we'll write our answer here. 500. You can write up if you want. 500. Please remember to write the number dollars in your answer. We always use the dollar sign if possible, or we use just talk about money. What are we talking about? It's money. So put the dollars. Interesting. Next question. Should you round up? Should you round up to $456.30? So here we're talking about here, or down to $456.20. So here we're going to have to look at, are you ready? We're going to look at a number next to the 2 to know if we should go up or down. And it's a 1. So is that bigger or smaller than a 5? Of course, it's much smaller. So we're going to go down to $456.20. And if you wanted to, you could write down to 456.20, right? Because that is closer. So what are we doing here? We are estimating. And that's how you do this worksheet. Please ask me questions. You know I love questions, because the next one tomorrow is going to be you do it with a partner, and then finally we'll have a test. You do it by yourself. Okay? So I love questions. See you later. Have a good one. Happy day. Bye.